Hey guys, I wanted to talk about movement around the new map because I hear a lot of people saying, oh, the new map is so hard to rotate around, the rotation time between lanes is so long, so on and so forth, and a lot of people complaining that heroes with low mobility are not as good. The truth is, yes, that is correct. Heroes with low mobility are not quite as good as they were before, but there are ways to rotate around the map that are much more efficient that people are not using. The goal of this video is going to be to show you guys a few routes that you can use in your own games and just general efficiency and movement tech that you can implement right now on the new map in order to make your rotation times faster. Let's get into it. Not so fast. You really thought we were just going to get right into it, but not before a quick segue to our sponsor. Today's video sponsor is Lockblaze. Lockblaze is a statistics website for deadlock, similar to others you may have heard, such as TrackLock, for example, except with more advanced analytics on certain things. For example, here is my game analytics page. So on this page here, it'll show my win rate, my KDA, my most kills, as well as a bunch of other statistics, and it'll even show your player archetype, which it derives from your stats. And I was actually very impressed because here it says I'm an aggressive initiator, and it's very confident in that, and that definitely describes the way that I like to play. And it even flamed me. It says I die too frequently. And if you scroll down a little bit, it says my mental state currently is in high tilt, which I think quite accurately describes my mental state in the last couple of games that I played. So I thought that was really funny. But there's a bunch of cool features, so check it out. The hero counters page as well is another interesting one. So if you look at Abrams, for example, it'll tell you like, oh, well, against Abrams, you should buy Decay and Heal Bane, Toxic Bullets, Anti-Heal, right? Those stuff like that. Unstoppable, so you don't get stunned. If you look at a hero like Dynamo, once again, Reactive Bear, Unstoppable, Curse, Knockdown, etc. Of course, this is far from perfect, and the website is still under development, so they more than welcome criticism. So feel free to check it out and give them the criticism. Let's get back to the video. So there's a couple of tech that you're going to need to know in order to implement this. The first one is the zipline tech. So if you hop off a zipline and you press spacebar to hop off, you don't really maintain much momentum. But if you press control to hop off, you maintain a lot more momentum, and it allows you to go much further. If you don't know how to do this, it's literally just like you crouch off the zipline, right? And then you maintain more momentum, and then you can do wall jumps and things like that. Second tech you're going to need to know is how to corner boost. That's what it looks like. Essentially, corner boosting is using an angled surface in order to do a jump that takes you super high. It's much easier to do on these signs and some fences like this. So all the inputs required are you mantle, and then after you mantle, you start falling down a little bit, and then you're going to wall jump. So as you mantle, you see there's a little bump when I fall down. It's a little bit harder to spot. But as I fall down, I hit the little bump. I'm going to wall jump forward. So W plus spacebar, and then it's going to corner boost me. Last but not least, you're going to want to use crouch to maintain your momentum in situations. So if you do the zipline tech, right, and you're doing something like this, you're going to want to slide and use slide bunny hops in order to maintain your momentum a little bit better. This will just make your rotations a little bit faster. So let's get into the first one. Let's say I want to go from mid to the side lane. Of course, the jump pad is the obvious answer, but there are many ways that you can use this jump pad in order to have a sneakier rotation, right? For example, you can take the line on this rooftop here and go kind of like this, right? And then you'll be behind the enemies on this lane. This can be particularly useful as heroes like Lash, but if you just want to do a quick gank, as you can see, this only took me about 10 seconds to rotate to this lane. Similarly, if you want to go back, this jump pad is a great option, and you can do, similar things on the rooftops, but you can also go towards the left here, and then there's another jump pad right here. I even kind of messed up my movement, right? But you can just go towards this jump pad, take this one, and then you're back in mid very, very quickly. If you find yourself in mid and you want to go to the shop, you can simply take the zip, do the zip tech, do a wall jump off of here, and then air jump, and then you're in the shop right here. For more defensive rotation to the right lane, you can use this jump pad, which is further behind, and then use this and slide on the roof, and you get there pretty much instantly as well. One cool juke that you can do is you can use this jump pad to head to the other jump pad and then make yourself very hard to catch. And if people don't have good movement, a lot of the time they just can't follow you. So it looks like this. And then you get to the buff very quickly. So that's one solution. And then there's also another jump pad right here. So if you want to keep running away, right, you can just keep using these in order to confuse people. And you can kind of bounce, back and forth between these jump pads if you really want to. There's also this tech called capsule jumping, which is essentially you melee and jump to skip over the fence. And then you do a corner boost as I showed previously. I'm not going to do in-depth tutorial. You guys can pause and rewind to see the inputs. The inputs are melee and jump at the same time, holding W. And then I would do a wall jump right after. Here's what it looks like. And then you can get to the buff instantly, right? So let's say that I'm here at 955. I want to get to the buff as fast as possible. I can slide down these stairs, and then I can simply do a little capsule jump right here, get to the buff instantly, rather than take the rope, go up here, etc. And also, as you're mantling with your heavy melee, you usually get the buff instantly with your melee. Let's say you want to go from mid to the left lane now. Here's what that could look like. First of all, I use the zipline tech in order to get me closer to the jump pad. I'll double jump heavy melee to the jump pad, get on here, and if I want to go behind them, once again, I have the option of doing this little movement right here, getting on top of the roof, and then I can be behind them. If I want to go for a more passive rotation, I could simply just go this way, and then this jump pad can be used to go back. So if I go on the roof, I see, okay, nothing's happening here, I'll just take this jump pad and kind of move back. And you can do a similar juke to what I said earlier, where you take the jump pad and then you take the jump pads back and forth. And that's basically it. A lot of the jumps that I'm showing can be mirrored on the other side, so I'm not going to show them twice. I'm mostly just going to show them once. Let's say that you are on the left lane and you want to go to mid lane. You can use the zip tech. Go to the right side. Do a little slide off this. Melee onto this. Use the jump pad. And then you'll be mid quick enough. Or you can even go to the buff using this tech. It's quite fast. In this patch, it's possible to do an earn run without ever being spotted by the enemies if you take the jump pad and go straight down the middle. Here's what that looks like. You would take this jump pad, and then you would go towards mid. Do a little dash right here, slide down the stairs. Say hi to mid boss while you're on the way. Just keep going. Slide over here. And then if you just keep going straight, as you can see, it still says bring the urn to an altar. I'm not visible by the enemies yet. I just keep going, and boom, I am at the spot, and I just got visible to enemies, so I barely made it in time. Obviously, this is a custom, and right now it says I'm on the advantage urn, so I can't get it in, but in your games, this will work a lot of the time. You can do the same thing on this side as well. You just pick up the urn, right, and you just take this jump pad with it, and you kind of do the same thing where you slide down, and then you just go to mid, slide further, and keep going. If you find yourself ever being on this rooftop and you want to do a little cheeky play, what you can do is the jump pad is meant to send you in this direction, but if you take the jump pad and then you air strafe to the left, you can actually go all the way around on this rooftop. So if you know someone is farming this camp and you want to gank them, this can be quite a useful route. This jump pad right here can allow you to go from mid to the side lane in a much more safe manner if this is on your side. Obviously right now I'm on the enemy side, but if I'm on my own side, I can use this route, go through here, go through the window, and all of a sudden, you know, I'm in my own jungle. If you ever want to go to your double safes very quickly, this can be a decent route as well. Of course, there are lots of other paths and movement techs. My goal is not necessarily to show you every single one, but mostly to give you an idea of what can be done on the new map, as I believe that people are underestimating how fast you can go between lanes, and I don't think that rotation time is actually as big of a deal as everybody is saying it is. In my opinion, if you know how to move very well, rotation time is not that bad. Also, keep in mind that everything that I did was without fast stamina, just with 3 bars of stamina, and on Shiv, a hero that's considered to have fairly low mobility. If you're a hero that has more innate mobility, or if you buy the item, you know, superior stamina, all of these movement techs are significantly better, because the moment you start incorporating wall jumps and air dashes with superior stamina, it becomes hella different. The last thing I want to talk about is the teleporters. The side teleporters are just incredibly powerful. In my opinion, much too powerful because of their positioning. And so the moment that these open up at 8 minutes, you should be abusing them off cooldown and TPing to the other side. If you win your lane and you want to go to the other lane, use this. You can essentially cover 2 out of 3 lanes just using this teleporter. You clear the wave and you can go back if nothing happens, risk free. And this takes like 3-4 seconds to channel, so it's like really fast. And these teleporters are super powerful. The other teleporters are also useful, but in my opinion, they're not nearly as strong because the locations in which they take you are just not as strong. But I would obviously recommend using these if you want to, you know, travel across the map. Although a lot of the time using the jump pads can be faster, but it is a little bit riskier because you're out in the open and you need to know how to move better. Whereas these teleporters, you know, take you across the map pretty quickly. As you can see, I made it from green lane to yellow lane pretty fast. Obviously, the side teleporters just take you there faster. So make sure that you're using these in your games as well as the walker teleporters. Didn't show these, but I assume most people know them by now. These teleporters take you between walkers, so if you want to go to the other side of the map fairly quickly, you just take this one, then take the zip line if the side teleporter is too risky, for example. That's it, guys. I'll leave you guys with the beautiful view of the bridge on the new map. Pretty cool. I'm wondering if the bridge is going to get finished as the map goes. That'd be awesome. And I'll catch you guys next time in another video. Thank you for your support as always, and I hope you have a wonderful day.